Let
What's
me
up,
get a
guys?
power hour welcome going. We gotta do the drum roll. Gotta hit the air horns. Chris, what's up, man? Welcome to this late night edition of the Power Hour. We love having you here. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us despite the hour.
Yeah, what's going on, fellas? Good evening. I mean, I didn't know you guys go this late. Is this a new thing?
It's first time. First, maybe
All
last,
right.
depending on how the chat goes.
I mean, I like it. It's need something at night, man. So it's kind of nice. The market's closed. People are trying to get more information. So what's going on though, man? Today was wild.
Today was the wildest day that I remember, and I've only been in the markets for 7-8 years or so, but throughout those 7 years, it's the wildest day that I remember.
Yeah, I mean, I think this will go down in history as probably one of the craziest days, not just stock market related, but like revolution wise, as far as like a radical shift amongst equality for the common individual, or let's just say like the general working class, and to like get respect that I guess we deserve. And it's just going to be something that we tell our kids in the future. It's going to be wild because we're living right through it.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, what's your take on the whole thing? Are you behind it? I mean, where are you at?
I mean, I'm more than behind it, obviously. I think, I wrote a tweet earlier, and I was saying how
I'm not
no
behind
one
it.
has taken. You're not behind it?
I'm not behind it. I'm in front of it. You're behind. I'm in front.
Oh,
I'm leading it. I'm leading AMC.
Chris was just about to hang
hey,
up. Chris was about to yell at
damn.
you and then hang up.
Yo, my
Yeah,
mouth dropped.
I know.
I was like,
I
what?
don't know. I just thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna say I'm not behind, but I'm.
Well,
I'm bringing it
Jason,
along.
that's about to be the sound bite that's like gonna circulate through Twitter now.
Yeah, I know.
No,
Oh
I
yeah,
think
that'll suck.
I think the first thing is it's wild to me that we're so fixated, or I guess the media is fixated on like putting the responsibility on the retail trader at making it seem as if it's like our fault, or this is a problem because of us. But in all reality, it's the irresponsibility of the hedge firms and the SEC allowing, I mean, to accumulate 140% of a float in short interest of a company is just absolutely wild. And I mean,
That's
the bottom line is
bullshit.
they got their hand caught in the cookie jar, and
Yes.
retail exploited it. And guess what? They beat them at their own game, and they don't like that. And when they don't like that, what happens? They cry and they try to get their way because they feel they're entitled because of money and power. And that entitlement leads to what took place today, which is going to lead to even more consequences for, say, a platform like Robinhood. And it's disgusting. It's unfair, but I guess this is something that needed to happen because there does need to be an equal playing field in the market. And I think this is exactly what we needed for that to start to happen.
And Chris, let me ask you this about the 140% short interest. Before this week, did you know that was possible?
So, I mean, I do high frequency trading at times. I do focus on low floats, especially because I'm day trading. So low floats, high short interest. And if there's volume, that's the recipe for, a percentage in gains, for a given day. So, however, though, the GME talk was been going on for a little bit of time now. And if you guys remember, GME had that situation a few months ago where it already started steadily climbing and it had a run. And then, people started looking more into it at that time where it's like, okay, this company's being shorted to death. I mean, basically, that's what it came down to. And if you get enough buyers in volume, they're going to get, like I said, their hand caught in the cookie jar. And that's exactly what took place. But did I think it would go like this? I didn't. I really didn't. However, though, when I saw Jason buy in at 40 something dollars live, or if it was you, it was one of you two, or if not
Yeah.
both, I did take a position and I wrote it to like 150. And then afterwards, the following day, I, saw it was, around the 90s. I actually bought a couple puts, but then Shamoff came out with a tweet. I sold the puts right away and I
Instantly.
got in, and then instantly, like it was a no-brainer. Like there was just no way that I was going to hold that position. And then obviously Alon came out and I'm like, oh my God, like just knowing their impact, I knew the volume would even rise even more, and it would benefit, just the retail in itself as far as volume. So I'm like, oh my God, like the shorts are going to have to cover here. And, I wrote it from like 140 to I think like 320 or 330 or whatever. So, and people complain about the risk. And this is what's interesting to me is because there was never a worry about risk until this week. And they're worried about risk or using that as an excuse because one, they're trying to instill fear into the retail trader. I think retail traders need to finally grasp the understanding of they have resources like Benzinga, like all these tools and resources out there, and people communicating in communities where what does it do? It allows you to develop the skill set and understand how to trade. And if you understand how to trade, you can put it into your own hands to have the confidence to risk and do whatever you want in the market. That's what's free trade is. We have the ability to do whatever the fuck we want in the market. Oh, sorry for my language, but that's the truth.
We've been swearing all day.
Oh, perfect.
But yeah. All right. So you were talking about your GME story, right? And you're talking about like we bought it at $40. So let me give you some background on that, right? We were wrapping up the show, and I got like a physical sheet of paper, right, from our producer, who goes, "You have one more guest." We have no idea who it is, what's happening. I'm tired, about to log off, and all of a sudden it's Andrew freaking Left is on, and he's like my Twitter disconnected, so I want to tell you guys why I'm shorting GameStop. And like the thing went crazy, right? So
No.
I bought GameStop because I was peer pressured. Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, so that's not what happened. So we get a message that Andrew Left's coming on, and we had no idea. So Andrew Left comes on. So we're like, Andrew, it's nice to meet, talk to you. You go out and say your opinions, and you don't care, and all this stuff. We start like asking about his career, how he got into it, and he's like, "Are we going to talk about let's talk about stocks?" We're like, "Okay."
Yeah, we're just like stocks. Bullshitting with them. Yeah.
We had no idea what was going on. So this is the start of all this. This is when this all started. So before, but we had no idea what was going on. So Andrew was like, "Let's talk about stocks." We're talking about stocks. What happened was his Twitter got hacked, and he wanted to do a live video, but it didn't work. So Spencer Israel, who works here, was aware of it and reached out. So he came on and talked about GameStop. I mean, no one told me and Luke that, or they slacked us, and we didn't see it. So we're asking about like random shit, and then he's like, "Let's talk about stocks." So then we get to GameStop. He starts talking about GameStop, and then all of a sudden, Wall Street Bets shows up in the chat, and I have never in my life seen. But I have never seen anything like it. We didn't know how to handle it. We didn't know how that you can monitor the chat and turn off emojis. No, it was beyond ferocious. Like whatever you could imagine, it was that plus 50 more.
So I bought 100 shares on the stream just to like because I was peer pressured and like to placate the crowd. I'm like, I don't want to get doxxed tonight. Whatever. Yeah. All right, I'm in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm gonna lose $2,000 with this $4,000 or whatever it was. And basically what happened is I got peer pressured into making $30,000 in like 3 days. So it's a win in the long run. But it was like the craziest thing.
Left, no disrespect to him, but he, the last few times now, it's gone the complete opposite of what he's tried to promote as far as a short or even as far as a long. And so, going the opposite of him seems to be a successful strategy. But I got to tell you, I mean, if I went into the Wall Street Bets Reddit and read a lot of stories about, Left and, what he's done to stocks and really what it's done to people's portfolios. And there's always this argument of how is it legal for someone to come out with a short report after they've already loaded up so much in a position to then go ahead and be safely in the position after it's already run up, come out with bad information or fabricated information at that, scare people, retail traders, have them dump and just make a ton of money off their selling. Mm-hmm. That right there to me is manipulation, regardless if you're verified on Twitter or whatever the case may be, but it's completely unfair. You have an advantage across the entire board from when you enter the position till you exit the position.
And this is the hypocrisy that I hate with all the Wall Street Bets hate, right? All the haters out there saying this thing needs to be taken down. It's manipulating the market, all this bullshit, right? It's because the hedge funds have been doing this forever, for decades. On television and newspapers, right? They have a platform. They go, they talk their book, the stocks move. Now when the little guy wants to do it, it's a crime.
Before my Benzinga career, I did a little hedge fund stuff. We had idea dinners. 12 of us would sit in a room, and we'd go over 3 ideas. And that's, well, my friend Brian, as you know, worked for Tryon, and they're different, but everyone compares notes and does this stuff. So now retail is trying to take it back and say, fuck it, we don't have a house in Athens, but let's make some money off this. So I mean, that's it.
I think another thing that's getting me in the hypocrisy is they're so focused on fundamentals, but I think we all know that there's fundamental trading and there's also technical analysis. Like, you can look at a chart and be able to just trade that way rather than having anything regarding fundamentals. And I mean, you could be a technical trader, and at that point it's like, why is that all of a sudden now not even talked about? All they're focusing on is fundamentals. But you know what's technical is when you see high frequency and a bunch of volume, and you see that shorts have to cover, and you understand short interest, and you understand what takes place in these types of scenarios. That's why a lot of big money has came in the last couple of days. This is not retail money, the big money. That's legit firms and big money powerhouses taking advantage of the runs, and they're going under the radar. And it looks like that it's all retail, and to be honest with you, it's not.
Yep, I love it.
Yep, no, I hear you, man. Thanks for coming on so late. We appreciate it.
And Jason, and Chris might not like this, but I'm going to go there anyway. But Jason, did you know that Chris is not just like a stock market celebrity? He's like a real celebrity. I just learned this the other day.
A reality star?
Yep.
So wait, I gotta take this back real quick, because yes, obviously I was on a reality show and things of that nature. But what people don't actually know is I worked for a very large financial market firm before I was even on the show for about 5 years. So I'm very well versed from the stock market all the way to the Forex. And, my technical analysis I've learned over those 5 years. And that's why, I've obviously, transitioned into, day trading and being able to do that. So, yeah, it was, that was.
No, I'm not trying to swing it a bad way. I mean, I think it's amazing, right? You obviously know your shit here, and you've done so much cool stuff. I mean, it's awesome, man.
Yeah, why you hating on him?
I'm not hating. I think it's freaking cool.
I know you're not. I'm just.
Yeah.
I like to pile on. It sounds like.
No, it's all good. No, I appreciate you guys having me on again. But I will say this: I think tomorrow will be very interesting.
For sure, there's no doubt about that.
I know.
So
I think we should just
save AMC.
Hey, where are you located, man?
I'm in San Diego.
Oh, you're so lucky. It's so warm there.
What? No, it just hailed like 2 days ago. It snowed.
Oh, really?
What? It snowed. Yeah, it snowed like 7 miles inland. It snowed. Yeah, it was like 38 degrees. Yeah.
Hey, Chris,
so it's been
I
a
was
little
so
cold
sad.
Here.
I was so sad. You're supposed to come on earlier this week, and you didn't come on. I was so sad.
I was trying, man, but I know. I always enjoy coming on here. It's always a good time.
I know. I'm too sensitive. I get so sensitive. Like, does he not like me? Did I smell? Did I fart or something? I don't know.
No, man. I just my days are always interesting. So I never know what's gonna pop up. And I thought I get confused because I'm in Pacific, and I thought he meant Pacific time, but it ended up being Eastern. So that was my bad.
Okay, all good. All right. Thank you, man. We're bringing our last guest on next. Thanks, Chris Randone. He's a good man. That you can follow him on Twitter.
Take
Chris
care,
Randone.
guys.
All right, peace out, Chris.
Peace out. All right.
Later, guys.
Happy trading, man.